Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about 3 accessories that I think will help you if you're just getting into video production. As I continue to acquire video equipment, these are 3 items that I feel like have definitely improved my workflow and made things a lot easier for me. Of course, just because these items help me out doesn't mean that they're going to help you out, but I think that if you're just getting into video production, these are worth knowing about. So the first item I'm going to show you is the variable ND filter. This happens to be the Peter McKinnon edition, but you definitely don't need to go with this. This is kind of just a flashy color. The reason I got this was I got it on sale for a really good price. So, but this is a 2 to 5 stop ND filter, and prior to purchasing this, I had been using fixed ND filters. There's nothing wrong with using fixed ND filters, and from what I read online, it might actually be advantageous to do that just for your skin tones. But using a 2 to 5 stop ND filter is a lot easier than switching different fixed ND filters on based off of the lighting situation in the environment. So I think what I'm learning is that if I am shooting a video, the more that I can cut down on time that I'm taking to adjust my camera or the accessories on my camera, the better, because that stuff really adds up. So if you really need more control of how much light is coming into your camera, then this thing is perfect. So the second item I'm going to be showing you today is an external monitor. This one specifically is the Ninja 5. There's a lot of reasons why you could benefit from purchasing an external monitor. Some of the reasons that I like this external monitor are that the size fits really well with my Canon EOS R and the R6 that I'll be purchasing at the end of the month. I think the main thing that I really love about this external monitor is that I can record in ProRes. So with my Canon EOS R, even though I can shoot in all-eye with that, recording in ProRes just speeds up my post-editing process. Those files are way easier to work with my Mac, especially when I'm working in Final Cut. But I feel like I also found that it helps speed up my workflow when I'm working in Adobe Premiere 2. In regards to the Canon EOS R6, it's even more important that I can record in ProRes, just because that camera can only record internally in the IPB codec. So I can't record in all-eye, which would be easier for post-editing. So being able to get around that and record in ProRes is really important to me. So another reason why this thing is awesome is that it gives your clients a bigger screen to reference. So after you have someone speaking in an interview or just recording an audio piece, you can have them look over the scene that they just recorded to see if that's the one that they want. One con you should know about using external monitors is that it can be kind of tedious to set up initially on your camera, whether it's on your camera or on a gimbal. And if you have to switch between a tripod and a gimbal, that's even more time that it takes to transfer the external monitor. Eventually, I'm not really sure how important these will be, besides that if you need a larger screen to reference and better tools to monitor your exposure. But cameras today, like the new Canon cameras, they can already record 10-bit internally, and the R5 can already record 8K RAW internally. So whereas sometimes you would need an external monitor to be able to get those features, the new cameras today are already adding those internally. So just something to think about. All right, the last item I'm going over today is the Dji Ronin. This is the Essentials kit. I'm not gonna take this thing out today, but if you guys want, I can do a video on this, on how to set it up and balance it, as it can be kind of tedious the first time you do it. But this thing is great. I think that even though cameras today are getting better with the in-body image stabilization, these are still really important for when you need that really, really smooth looking footage. I know that a lot of the time this is sufficient for getting the supplementary footage that I need to add to my videos, and I don't need to use something more stable like a tripod or a slider. Although those tools definitely have their place in the video production world. This is my first gimbal, so I don't really have anything to compare it to, but this is, like I said, this is the Ronin S. When you're purchasing a gimbal, make sure that you are purchasing one that is appropriate for your camera setup. So if you have a heavier camera and you have heavier lenses that are going to make that camera front heavy, you're probably going to need something like the Ronin S if we're talking about like a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. But if you have a lighter mirrorless camera like a Fuji and the lenses aren't that big, then you could probably get something like the Ronin SC, which is cheaper but will still be sufficient for that size camera. Alright, so that is all that I had today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.